So I'm Ray Evertson from RG Travels, my director of operations. We're coming to you from Disney World because we're in Disney World, and half of the family, or more than 3/4 of the family, is at Epcot. So I apologize for the background. Usually it's a little more professional, but we're going to become family here. So again, I'm Ray Evertson from RG Travels. We're the ones that are doing all the travel arrangements for you and hosting the retreat at sea on our transatlantic on the Celebrity Apex, departing May 2nd from Fort Lauderdale to Southampton. And we have 8 days of sewing or quilting together. And then we have Miss Angie Wilson from Sewtravelry / Gnome Angel. And then we have Joe Westwood, the Crafty Nomad. Stephanie Subing of the Quilting Anonymous, no. Quilting Addict Anonymous, yes. And then we have Teresa, who is coming from where, Teresa? Are you in Morocco right now or Australia? Make sure you unmute yourself. I think she's in Morocco, but she's going to unmute herself. She travels between Australia, as a lot of people know from there.
That's right. Hi.
Right.
Yes. Morocco. I arrived back 1 hour ago.
Perfect.
Yeah, I've been spending holidays in Spain with my family.
Wonderful. Family. And I forgot to mention this, guys. Happy New Year, everybody. And we want to wish you a happy, safe, prosperous, and enjoyable New Year for everybody, because it can only get better. And so to top that off, we will do a Q&A afterwards. Well, basically what we're going to do is each of your teachers are going to say something, and we'll do a Q&A afterwards. And as long as it takes, as long as you get your answers, that's what this is all about. Okay, and you get to see about who your travelers are, because we have a few people here that are already booked, and we want to make sure that everybody knows and takes advantage, if you're planning to book the cruise, of the 2 offerings that we have right now, as that is in effect until January 15th. Angie from Australia, take it away.
Something.
Say something. What are you going to do on the ship?
Have fun. For those of you who don't know me, I'm in Australia. My specialty or skill set is all about fussy cutting and traditional patchwork with templates, the From Marty Michelle templates specifically. And so that's what we're doing. This is the project that we'll be making on the cruise. So it's a mariner's compass with a lot of traditional blocks. You obviously don't have to do it in a rainbow, but I'll be teaching you how to fussy cut and how to do patchwork with the template sets. So I like to think that template sets are a cheat's way of easily doing accurate piecing. And so that's the skills I'm going to be teaching you.
Very
Is that
cool.
everything, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's good. We'll go over the cruise information after everybody introduces themselves. So then we have Joe, Miss Joe from the United Kingdom. We have an international team, everybody, and that's what's so great about this.
Hi, I'm Jo Westwood from the Crafty Nomad, as Ray said, based in England. And I am going to be teaching this project, which you can see behind me. So I like really bright colors. I like working with kind of a rainbow palette a lot of the time. But I decided that my project would be kind of a memory of the trip. So thinking of seeing that sunset through the porthole window. And in terms of skills, we're looking at everything to do with curves. So we are looking at improv curves. We are looking at inset curved shapes. And I'm also going to be talking a little bit about porthole windows as well.
Awesome. And people, nobody's booked in a porthole, okay? This is Celebrity Cruise Line. We have a nice picture window if you're in an ocean cruise. I think I had to do that because I thought that was kind of humorous when you said porthole. I was like, yeah, I remember those days too. All right, thank you. And Stephanie.
So I did not think to print out my project ahead of time, but we are going to be doing a version of my Triangle Masterclass where I've completely revamped the pattern. So that way it's something that we can actually mostly finish on in the class time, as I know that the worst thing is to go home and then not, you know, have the momentum be gone. But we're going to be making half square triangles, quarter square triangles, double pinwheels, flying geese, and square to square, which is not in the online version, all from squares. And I love this method because it allows for really accurate piecing, your points in it where they're supposed to be, and we'll also cover how to put things together. So that way they'll be able, you don't lose any points, and how to make that work and how to fudge it, because let's be honest, a lot of quilting is fudging it appropriately. And I'm working with Stephanie Brandenburg, who is a fabric designer that I really love, and whose stash I'm going to be getting into for this. Let me show you her fabric because I have it right here. So this is my Stephanie Brandenburg stash that I get to get into for this one. And I'm going to use a black background, and she's going to be kitting it for you guys. If you like the way I do it and you're like used to getting kits from me, you still will be able to get a kit. It'll just be through the fabric designer directly. So that'll be exciting.
Thank you. Awesome. Very good. Hey, Miss Teresa, your turn.
Okay, I don't know if you know me, I've been doing video tutorials, short video tutorials, 2-minute video tutorials since 2015. That's what I do mostly. And I published a book on disappearing blocks, and that's, I guess, what I'll be focusing on for my project or projects. I don't have it with me. It's a table runner, and it's a disappearing quarter square triangle block that will do in the shape of a table runner. And if for people who are very fast, I mean, this is only one variation out of 3 variations of this particular disappearing block. And for those who are faster, can progress to another, or do another table topper with the same with a different variation of the same block. So that's it for me.
Very cool. Thank you, Teresa. And everybody, Teresa is from Teresa Down Under, and as she mentioned, she has done these 3-minute, 2-minute videos on YouTube and has gotten a big following and so forth. And this is her first inauguration of meeting, if I may say so correctly, any of her followers are coming on the ship. So this is not something that she does very often. So we're very honored that she's doing that. Just like we're very honored with all the rest of the teachers here today. Very quickly, we do have Sam Hunter that is part of this, and she will be doing the tour that is after the cruise, just guiding us through for, what's it called, the fabric tour. Basically is what you're saying, right, Angie?
Textile tour of
Textile,
London.
there it is, textile. And she comes from Hunter's studio, Hunter's design studio. Real quick for people, just as a review, again, this is a cruise that's departing May 2nd, 2024 from Fort Lauderdale aboard the beautiful Celebrity Apex. It's a 13-night Western European transatlantic cruise. You'll have plenty of opportunities to sew/quilt. We'll be stopping in the Azores at Ponta Delgada, and apologize if I'm looking to the right, people, but that's where I have another screen that I'm looking at, so I'm not making any mistakes. Then we're going to Cork, Portland, Bruges, Belgium, and then finally our arrival in Southampton. Celebrity Cruises is very well known for its service and its food. Your cruise fare that is included includes your drink package. And I know a lot of people, some people will say that they don't drink alcohol or anything like that, but our group cruises include a drink package because your sodas, your juices, your coffees, your teas, your specialty coffees and teas, all of that is included. When you travel with us, we do not want you to be nickeled and dimed. And on this cruise, your gratuities are included. If for those that haven't cruised before, at the end of the cruise, there's always a traditional tip/gratuity that goes to the housekeeping staff, to the service personnel, everybody that's been taking care of you for these 13 nights or 13 days. In addition, you get the basic Wi-Fi package, and it includes all of the entertainment on board the ship, all of the food, and all the complimentary venues that they have on board. The entertainment is exquisite. This Las Vegas style, actually it's a little better than Las Vegas style shows, as well as comedians and other they'll have historians on board talking about the crossing itself, where we're going to, and these are people that are well known, and Celebrity brings them on board the ships for this. So if you're wanting to come on this cruise and you have a significant other, spouse, family member, or you want to make a family reunion, we always suggest that you do that, because there is so much to do on the ship while the person that loves to quilt is doing their little quilting for those days. The other ones can be enjoying other craft type of things, joining special talks. There's also casinos on board, there's shows, there's lounges, and it is something that is quite enjoyable to do. The 13 days will go actually very quickly. We actually have 2 veterans here with us. We have Genevieve, we call her Genevieve, from Alaska. She was on our Panama Canal cruise. Her name is Chris, if you see it on the screen. And then, of course, Angie was with us with our Panama Canal cruise in April, which was 15 days, and nobody got bored. So it is a quite wonderful experience. And if you have any questions at this point, I'm going to open this up to questions. Or Angie, do you have anything to say before we open up to questions?
Yes, Mr. Ray, could you, either you or Louise,
Louise, oh, I just saw what you just said, to mute.
Yeah, so Shelley's asked us very kindly if,
Okay, I think I just did it.
yeah, real good.
Yep.
I've got nothing. The only thing is I will update the website and we'll send out an updated information kit with images and information about the cruise projects, so you guys can have a look at those in detail and start thinking about fabric placement, what techniques you'd like to learn, what techniques you think you know but you're looking to find other ways to do them, and get your questions together around what you'll need for sewing.
Yes. Oh, and I forgot to mention this. There is what we call a shop hop tour in Fort Lauderdale. So if once you are booked and you may forget something, or you don't want to bring anything with you on the airplane to Fort Lauderdale, we're going to be visiting a couple of shops in Fort Lauderdale that will have everything that we will need for the crossing to Southampton for quilting. And there's a hotel also included in that, as well as the transfers that drop you off at the ship, and then the optional package when we get to Southampton for 3 nights, I believe, 3 nights, includes everything from being picked up from the ship, visiting England, doing the little tours and everything that we're doing, and then dropping you off at the airport when it's time to go home. And
yes. And did we mention the fact that if you book by January 15, you get that night's accommodation included in your retreat fee, so you don't have to worry about it for the person taking the class?
Right now, the 2 offerings that we're offering is if you book and pay deposit by January 15th for the cruise, you'll get $150 per person discount. And the second offering is if you book the cruise, deposit it and book the cruise by the 15th of January, and you are doing the sewing retreat at sea. We made sure that it was 2 separate things, because some people may not want to do the sewing retreat, but want to do the other activities that we will have, because we'll be having group dinners and activities on board the ship as meet and greets and things like that, and spending time together. That offering will include the 1-night accommodation hotel in Fort Lauderdale. And at this point, it is going to be a hotel that is on the beach in Fort Lauderdale. So it is nice, and everything is taken care of, being brought to the hotel and then being dropped off at the cruise terminal. I did put a link in the chat box to the online flyer. Yes, it may not show the offerings, but we know what we're offering, and that will apply to you when you do register for the cruise. Any other teachers, did you want to say anything before we open up this for Q&A? No? Okay, and if everybody can kindly do, when we do open it for Q&A, try to, at the bottom right-hand side of your corner, there should be a place where you can raise your hand so that we don't lose you. And if we do lose you, then just say, hey, I need to ask a question, okay? Because Angie and I are going to try to keep track of all of that. All right, and remember, you have to unmute yourself before you ask the question.
And
Open up for
I'm
Q&As.
watching chat. So if you would like to ask a question via chat, you can hit us up there too.
Perfect. Anybody have any questions?
Zulima?
Yes, Zulima. Make sure you unmute yourself. I can unmute her, right? Let me see here.
Yeah.
Zulima. Zulima, I'm going to unmute you, or unmute yourself.
Okay.
There you go.
Can you hear me? Okay,
Now I
fine.
can hear you.
Yes, my question is, are the teachers going to send us, can you lower your volume, please? Are the teachers going to send us a list of required materials that we need to have on the cruise?
Yes, we send out a month. Actually, it's probably closer to 2 months before we go. We send out a complete supplies list that you need. Essentially, it's basic sewing supplies that you will have already. If you're doing a class that requires something special, where possible that it's included in your kit that we give you, really the only thing that you should be bringing with you is fabric. So, and I don't think any of the other guys have anything.
The amounts of fabric you're going to tell us, right?
Yeah, we will tell you everything you need to bring. And then before we go on the cruise, we'll have a meeting like this where we talk about making sure that you've packed it. We'll give you information on how to pack it efficiently so that you're not blowing your luggage allowance. That's the words I was looking for. And so we will walk you through all of that so that you can get safely on the ship and bring everything you need.
That's great.
And if I can add to that real quick, sorry, Zulima, we will have numerous Q&A calls like this about everything about the cruise, about the classes and things like that, because when you travel with RG Travels, we don't let anybody stand in line at the ports or anything like that. So we will be talking to you about everything, about downloading the app for the Celebrity, for online check-in and everything, but we're not going to inundate anybody at this point because that doesn't start until about 90 days before departures when the first one will start for everything particulars about the cruise. So we will be hand-holding you through the whole process.
Perfect.
Go ahead, Chantel.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you.
All right. Hey, I was wondering what the retreat at sea price is versus what is that additional to the travel?
Oh, Chantel,
Angie,
you've
you wanna
asked
go
us
ahead
a
and take care
question
of
that
that?
we were gonna surprise you all at the end, but Chantel's asked now. So the advertised price is $1,500 per person for the retreat at sea. That includes your one night's accommodation in Fort Lauderdale, the
Okay.
shop hop, your kit, your classes, the social engagements, the whole raft of things. However, for those that are on this call today, we're going to give you a discount of $600. So it's a $900 fee, but it's only if you're on this call today. So,
And
yeah,
we are
that's
bringing
huge.
sewing machines on board. That's what we forgot to mention.
Yeah. And Chantel, you can only come if you bring that stunning microwave of yours, or as we call it, a microwave.
It likes to take good pictures with me. I never get a picture without something weird in the background, like my vacuum or something like that. So,
If you have a look, Chantel is so freaking awesome on
yes.
Instagram. And her photo just popped up of a Happy New Year, and it's a picture of her with her microwave in the background. So yes. She
But
obviously
you
has
know,
special
you
relationship.
never get like a really good picture without something like ridiculous in the background. It wasn't worth trying to remove the microwave. I'll be there. I'm friends with Stephanie from Quilt Addicts Anonymous, and we went to college together, so I will definitely be there.
We got into some shenanigans then, and hopefully we'll have
We still
some
do,
fun
except they're our
shenanigans
old
on
lady
the trip.
hobby shenanigans now.
Awesome. So
Yeah.
that's the price for everyone that's on here. Wendy's asked a question, do you ever do quilting cruises for the complete beginner? Wendy, do you mean complete beginner like never touched a sewing machine, never made a quilt? Like, right, okay. We don't.
But we
But it's something
basically,
to consider.
it's something to consider, but basically, if you've never done quilting, the type of classes that we're offering, I would say beginners can do as well, ladies. And because of the time that we have on board the ship crossing the Atlantic Ocean, there'll be plenty of time where part of doing the sewing retreat is that you have access to your teachers.
Yeah,
A lot
I
more
would
than you
say
would have when on a land tour or a land
I
retreat.
would say that if we had complete novices on, we would have to organize a novice only course so that we can walk you through the fundamentals of quilting. And some things, I was just trying to think. Actually, everyone, and I only say this because I don't like curves, everyone but Joe is basic sewing stuff. Joe's curves on their own, if you were left to your own devices, would probably be a bit of a hurdle for the complete beginner. But because you have Joe, she's going to walk you through curves. That's the whole idea of the thing. So
It's gonna be totally fine.
yeah, if you wanted it, then we could do some one-on-one stuff beforehand. And Stephanie's just posted a link to her free beginners course on online, and as she so aptly says, then you'll be ready to go. So Wendy, in short, we would do some special stuff if you wanted to come on this one to make sure that you weren't left behind and you were confident in the classes.
It only takes one visit and one of these cruises, Wendy, and you're part of the group. And I've noticed over the years that that's just how quilters are. They're a very giving group and a patient group, and they just want to enjoy the camaraderie that comes with this and enjoy what they like to do, which is quilting. Sewing machines, Jane asks about the sewing machines. They're going to be, I know some people are not going to be happy about this, but they're going to be this went blank. What are they again? FAF 2.0, right?
Yep.
Because of the ease of them being able to be transported and returned back to the United States. Okay. Any other, we have some more questions.
Is the plan still to have a technician on board? So that way, if anyone has issues.
We will have some people to take care of that, yes.
Fabulous.
So yes, so the other thing, so that's what we're going to be doing. The other thing to consider too with the cruise is that if you have something that's like a work in progress at home that you're thinking about, or that you've got languishing in the pile, you've got access to 4 teachers who have very specific but very general skill sets as well. So they're good in their niche area, but then they have to be basic quilters to be not basic, but you know what I mean. You have to have the general quilting skills to be able to do what we do. So if there's questions you want to ask, you've got time to ask us. If there's questions that you want to ask about the quilting industry, you've got time with us. I think all of us have published books. Joe, have you? Joe's the only one, but that can change very quickly. So we can talk about the books that we've...
It's on my list.
We can talk about our books. and what went behind those scenes. We'll all be doing trunk shows, so you'll get to see and touch quilts that we've bought to show what our adventures in quilting. So there's heaps of one-on-one time, and then obviously the class times are structured so that you get the most out of those. And then because we have machines available, you can sew outside of class times. So yes. And I'm just watching the lady, Judy. Judy's making a quilt now. I saw you, Judy, with that quilt top. It's very lovely.
Any other
And I think-
questions? Okay. Did I miss any?
Sandy's asked if we'll be repeating this again next year, and we won't be repeating this exact same cruise. We'll be repeating, but we will be having a cruise. Next year, we're doing Australia and New Zealand. So you guys are coming to my place. And so we're going to show you the best of Australia and, you know, the highlights of New Zealand. Australia's got a bit of a rivalry with New Zealand, a bit like Canada and America, or the UK and France. So,
Yeah, true.
So Wendy said that she's going to do Stephanie's online class and then come on the next one next year, which is a good plan. And if you're lucky, Stephanie will be there to teach you in person. So there's a whole heap of things that we can do for you.
All right, Dara had a question. Go ahead, Dara.
I have several. Is that okay?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. How many quilters are you expecting for this? How many are you set up for?
We're set up for 60. It
Okay.
does not mean that we're going to do 60.
All right. And if you have 60 of the sewers, how many pressing stations are you going to have?
60 people total, because people are bringing their other halves and so forth. So we're basically setting up for 25 sewers, correct, Angie?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry,
So how
the
many
class will
pressing
have
stations are
25.
you going to have?
Well, we will have 4 to 6 pressing stations. I'm just trying to remember what we had in Panama. And then, because there's a bit of a kicker with being on a cruise ship, irons are fire hazards, and apparently a fire on a cruise ship's a bad thing. And so people can't bring their own irons with them. The cruise ship supplies them. So if one of the other options we've got is individual pressing stations. If you bring your, say, a wool mat or a transportable pressing mat thing, we can talk to them about getting an individual iron for you. But the problem we have is they come in and they take them at the end of the day and they bring them back first thing in the morning. And on our Panama cruise, I thought fire on a ship would be like a, you know, never happen kind of
Totally
thing.
agree.
But on our Panama cruise, one of our participants set her curling wand on fire. So
yeah,
they have
but
to
the bottom
be
line here,
mindful.
we will have irons for the classes.
Yes.
Okay. Are you going to have available chairs without arms at the sewing tables?
Yes, all of the chairs do not have arms.
Okay. Also, can you tell me what the upcharge is going to be for a single person versus having a double occupancy?
No, I can give that information to you via email.
Okay. Are the kits for this going to be pre-cut?
There is no fabric in the kits. Oh, unless you're talking about Stephanie's. The kit that comes with the retreat has no fabric in it. So the retreat itself supplies you with no fabric. If you purchase Stephanie's kit, Stephanie?
I believe Stephanie Brandenburg is just going to provide the correct fabric requirements for you, and it will not be pre-cut because that's quite a bit of extra work. But I would recommend that you pre-cut prior to coming to the retreat, so that way you can spend more time actually sewing. It will be a huge quilt. It's going to be 44 inches square, I believe. So it's not going to be a ton of cutting.
Okay. On some of the trips that I have been, if there are people that love fragrances, and I have an issue with that because I'm allergic to most fragrances, are we going to have anything to try to keep it to a minimum?
Yes.
We
So
can't
last
control,
cruise.
we
Oh.
can't control what passengers are going to be doing on board the cruise ship. But in the classes, we did not find anybody wearing any perfume.
No,
Okay, and that's
starch
great.
and
And-
stuff. Yeah.
No, she's
and,
talking about perfumes too.
Yeah, but we had on the Panama cruise, we had 2 people who were allergic to sensitive to smell, and we advised everybody that that was the case, and then we provided scentless starch for use in the cutting stations and things like that. So and as Ray said, we've never at this stage we've not had an issue with strong
No,
personal.
Okay, I appreciate it.
no worries. Next question. Anybody else have any more questions?
Jane, did that answer your question about how many places there are available? Yeah. So the only other one that's restricted for places is the textile tour. So that's on a first come, first served booking basis when the booking's open for that, and there are limited numbers on that.
All right. No more questions, everybody? Counting. Go
Also,
ahead,
no,
Maurice.
Cheryl asked in the chat how many people are on the ship total.
Right now we have 30 some odd people. So we're like, there will be a point where I will cap it.
I think
don't know how many
beyond
people.
us.
About 2,700, I believe. But it doesn't feel like 2,700. This is not Royal Caribbean or Carnival or MSC where they have 6,000 or 7,000 people on board. Celebrity is not like that. It is a service-oriented company, very much about service and space, giving a lot of space to its customers.
So I do have a question about that. What are the other people there for? Like,
What
what are
other
they?
people?
Yeah, the other people, the 20 some,
They're there to
2,300.
enjoy their cruise. They're going to Southampton.
I just didn't know if there were like another like event going on at the same time as ours.
No.
No.
We're the ones that are occupying the conference space and everything.
Okay, I got you.
Everybody else, what we're doing is we're taking a retreat on land and putting it on board a cruise ship so that you have a lot more to do. Besides,
Oh, I just
when you're
didn't
not-
know if there were other events going on in different areas of the ship. Like there's going to be like, I don't know, like a comic book, club that is like all nerding out in one corner. We got our quilters nerding out in a different
No.
corner.
No.
No, but I would
Darn.
totally go on that cruise.
I know, right?
Yeah.
We want to nerd out with them too. And we need a longer cruise.
Marie S. You just have to unmute yourself first, Marie. Yep, cool.
The question I had was regards to signing up for a class. With the number of people that are going to be there, is there a possibility that everybody would not get into a class?
No, everybody gets every class.
Okay.
So
Everybody
you all get this.
all the teachers here, their classes you have access to.
And that would be included in the $900, is that correct?
Yes.
Correct.
Thank you.
That we've structured it so that there's no competition between you have to pick a quilter to go spend time with. And we've structured it in such a way that you get time for lunch, breakfast, time to go freshen up before we meet again if you want to for dinner, or you can have dinner by yourself. So everyone gets access to all the classes. You get all of the materials so say you're on the boat and you decide you don't want to make my quilt, you'll still get the pattern, the templates, so that when you get back home, if you decide, you know what, I will give it a crack, then it's all there. You get everything you need except the fabric, essentially.
Okay. We're almost going on 45 minutes, guys. Any more questions? No?
Oh, no.
Go ahead, Donna. Go ahead and unmute yourself. You're still muted. I can't unmute her. I can only mute.
Donna, there's a little microphone button. We can't hear you.
I say something?
Sure, Alberto.
Buenos días, señores. I see Mr. Badwell. Mr. Badewell, I
Yes,
see
Chris.
him, and he's like number 3 gentleman on the chat. Is this correct? Ray, Mr. Badewell, and Alberto.
Chris.
And I want to introduce
is
myself. I am the husband of Sulema, in case you confuse names. Because I see that Chris has got a companion there, and she wants to introduce her little dog. Okay, so everybody wants to have a chance to talk. We'll have a chance to chat 8 days, 13 days, very soon. I hope it's tomorrow. So I just wanted to say hello. I'm going to be a companion, and I'm going to be helping everybody whatever they want. Also to learn Spanish, okay? Because we're from Mexico. Thank you.
Perfect. We love Mexico. Donna, I can't unmute you.
Donna, it's buzzing it out.
Donna,
Please
we can't hear you because you're muted.
Please send email for single room. Donna would like an email about the price for a single room. We're
Go
connected,
ahead.
Donna.
Donna, look at the chat box and email us at this email address. And right now I'm posting the online flyer in the chat box too.
Everyone has the option to pick a roommate too, right? If they want to.
Yes.
Yes, if there's somebody wanting to have a roommate, this is how we do it. We do not match everybody on roommates because that's a personal type of situation. That's why we have the Facebook group and people are posting in there if they want to have a roommate. We do have someone that is looking for a roommate right now. And what happens is when both individuals tell us they want to have a roommate, we'll ask permission to introduce the two via email, and then they take it away. They email, they may call each other, do a chat together, maybe look at each other via iPhone or something like that. And once they've decided that they're going to become roommates, then they fill in their registrations and we continue moving forward.
I'm just getting the Facebook link for
Okay, not tech savvy here. Okay, hold on. We have another question. Donna, I'm afraid to get out of meeting, not tech savvy here, but please email info on someone. I need your email address. Okay. So email me your email address if you can hear me, and then we'll get that back to you.
Wendy's asked about the room amount, how much the room amount changes for a single room. That's a question that RGE will answer, and if you email them, they'll be able to tell you all the prices for that. I don't have them off the top of my head.
Okay.
Yes,
I'm taking notes.
Jane said, I know that non-sewing companions are welcome to join for dinner, etc. She's traveling with her mum. Well, that's cool. I travel with my mum too. And she's really looking forward to the trip. My mum is really looking forward to the trip as well. And yeah, that's what we do. We try and outside of the classroom, if you guys are up for meeting people and mixing and mingling, then we facilitate that as well. So everyone who comes with us, and then RGE, our travel concierges, make sure that while the classes are going on and the quilters are entertained, that the other members of the traveling party are aware of what options they've got, because the ship is just packed with entertainment options. So there's lots to do for those that are traveling with us.
Okay. Who else was asking for a single? Was that Dara?
Yes,
Dara,
I think so.
It is Dara? Okay.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, perfect. I will get that to you sometime tomorrow, Dara. I have your email address, Dara Single. We have people still coming into the room. That's good. Okay. Anybody else want to ask questions? Teachers, did you want to say anything? You have questions that you may think that your followers may want to ask or are not asking? No?
Well, I suppose just wanted to say, as Angie has said that curves are hard, curves are not hard. Is what I want to say. Don't be intimidated by curves.
So you heard that, Wendy.
I will be in Joe's class learning how to conquer my fear of curves. So that's the beauty of the way that we've structured it, is all the teachers will get an opportunity to take the other classes and spend time learning from other people, because you never know everything, right? Except if my husband asks, I totally know everything. But Joe, it's one of the reasons I'm excited for Joe to be coming, is because there's a lot of quilts out there with curves in it that I would like to make. So I need to get over that fear ASAP.
Yeah.
Yes.
But that was it, really.
I am also really looking forward to curves with Joe, because I have some curves. I'm not intimidated by them, but the way you do curves is very different than like the traditional curves, and it looks really, really fun.
Cool.
And Teresa, you know my love of
Oh,
disappearing
definitely I will.
boxes.
Oh, right. I was going to say that I'm looking forward to learning curves as well.
Right.
So Joe's class full.
Yeah, that sounds like it.
We're going to put Joe's class last so that everyone goes to all the other classes and then has to go to no, I'm kidding.
Okay. All right, then. I think waiting room. We have somebody else in the waiting room. I'm going to admit them, just in case. Okay, this is being recorded, right? And Angie, you're going to go ahead and post it, and we'll post it in the Facebook group as well.
So that $900 rate for the class is for everyone that attended on the Zoom, or if you see the Zoom because you were late or missed it, then just mention it in your email booking form. The other thing we're doing is a giveaway, a little something from all the teachers for everybody that attended today. So we're going to give you, I've allocated you all a number while you've not been looking, and we'll do a random draw, and I will email the winner of that. So you can get a bit of a taster of everybody's stuff.
That'll be exciting. Okay. All right, everybody. If there's any other questions, or you have other questions, please don't forget. Just reach out to us at info@rgetravels.com. We're there to answer you. We usually answer you within 24 hours or less. And we would really be honored for everybody that's here to join us on the cruise, because it will be a once-in-a-lifetime experience. It is a bucket list because not everybody does transatlantics. And when you're going the route that we're going, it is a historical one. And you have a group of awesome teachers that you're going to have access to the whole time. Okay. All right. Thank you, everybody. Angie, anything else?
No, thank you for coming. Thanks to the teachers for coming too.
Thank you, teachers.
It's lovely to see and meet everyone.
It was nice to meet you all.
Nice to meet everybody. Have a great evening.
Looking forward to meeting all of you.
Yeah,
Bye.
Alberto.
Bye.
Looking forward to meeting Alberto.
Bye.
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 Hey, I got it
Bye-bye.
working. Goodbye.
Come join me for a Sewtravelry Cruise departing May 2nd, 2024 aboard the Celebrity Apex cruise ship for a 13-day Western European transatlantic cruise. I'm so excited for this. We're going to kick it off with a quilt shop hop in Fort Lauderdale, Florida before we board the ship, and then sail across the Atlantic Ocean, doing our retreat on the way over with courses from myself, Angie Wilson from Gnome Angel, Joe Westfoot of the Crafty Nomad, Teresa Down Under, and once we get there, you have the option to tour England for 3 days, including a trip to Liberty of London with Sam Hunter. The cruise includes stops at Azores, Ireland, England, and Belgium before ending in Southampton, England. To find more information, head over to RGE Travels to get information on booking. I'm going to be on the May 2nd, 2024 cruise. I'm so excited. Happy quilting.